yeah, I'm such a weirdo. Tattoos from my toes to my earlobes. Was a role model, I never had a hero. I learned how to live through the stereo. Coming from where I come from, nothing imperial. Everything you see ain't what it appears though. Everything that I built made that from zero. Not from the day I come alive at night. I'm not what you used to, couldn't recognize. They all on the ground while I'm taking flight. And you're welcome to join me, I promise I won't bite.
World Supercross is back.
We hit Africa for our 5th continent in 5 rounds.
It is game on in the championship. Can Max Anstey wrap up this SX2 season in style?
Here we come, Max Anstey. The former world champ wins it again here.
In SX1, Anderson, Savatgy, and Craig will battle bar to bar for the championship.
World championship is at stake.
After 4 global races and 112 laps, just 1 point. Yes, 1 point separates the top 3.
Drop the gate.
This is the World Championship.
The title fight is on in Cape Town. The 2025 World Supercross Championship comes to a close tonight in DHL Stadium, Cape Town, South Africa. From Argentina to Canada to Australia to Sweden, and now here in Cape Town, South Africa, it's time to close this down.
And Daniel, in the SX2 class, Max Anstey already has one hand on the trophy, 7th or better in his first race of the night, and he locks up his 2nd FIM World Supercross title. Then in the SX1 class, only 1 point, Daniel, separates Jason Anderson, Joey Savatgy, and Christian Craig in what will be a winner-take-all finale here in Cape Town, South Africa.
Practice is done, qualifying is complete, Superpole is in the books, but before we drop the gate and go racing, let's remind you how World Supercross works.
World Supercross brings together the best riders from around the globe as they fight to be crowned the FIM World Champion. There are 2 classes. SX1, which sees the 450cc bikes go bar to bar, and SX2, which sees the lighter 250cc bikes take flight around these hardcore Supercross tracks. Each round begins with qualifying in 2 10-minute sessions, which sees the top 4 from each class go through into Superpole, a 1-lap shootout which decides the order of gate pick for SX1 and SX2. Then the fight for the championship points begins, as each rider has 3 opportunities to score big, 2 sprint races over 8 laps for a maximum of 10 points before the main event, where 25 championship points are up for grabs for the winner of each class. Each race is vital, and riders will need to do all they can to score the maximum amount of points before the championship finale in Cape Town, South Africa. It's time to light the candle around the globe. This is World Supercross.
Hi everybody, welcome to World Supercross. I am Daniel Blair. This is Jace McAlpine, and Jace, what an absolute gift for the fans of Supercross. Anderson, Savatgy, Craig, 1 point between them on championship night. I mean, come on.
These are the nights that you dream of as a race fan. It's not very often we get 2 guys in a showdown for a championship. We've got 3 guys, they're separated by 1 point, and 3 very different riders with very different reasons to want to win this championship tonight.
And that battle will take place on a very difficult racetrack. Traction will be the name of the game tonight. And Jace, technical rhythm sections, big whoops. And how about a right-handed first corner?
Something that we haven't seen all season long. And with every single main event counting towards points for the championship, you cannot afford to make a mistake in that right-hand first turn.
Joey Savatgy put together an amazing lap in Superpole, maybe even a little bit of a wild lap for his taking. But he was the fastest man again for the 3rd week in a row. Does he carry that into tonight's race action and win his first Premier Championship? Maybe. But in SX2, Max Anstey has been phenomenal. He's been perfect, almost lost 1 race, and here's how he got here tonight. The World Championship is back. Welcome to the City of Fury.
Here we go. Get ready. Gate drop underway.
1-1-1 for Max Anstey. That's how you set a tone in a championship. Clean sweep in Argentina.
Max Anstey will get his 3rd overall win in his career in World Supercross.
From Buenos Aires to Vancouver, Canada.
Gate drop in Vancouver right now.
Cody Schock gives him a challenge, but Max Anstey clean sweep again. Now we're 6-0.
Max Anstey lights the candles with another overall win in 2025.
This is World Supercross, Aussie Styles.
And Max Anstey showed a little crack in the armor in the Gold Coast and Superpole, but when the Kate dropped, he does what he does. He sweeps again.
Max Anstey, perfect again as he lights the candles here at the Australian GP.
From the sun and the sea of Australia to the Nordic chill of Stockholm, Sweden.
And he's finally beaten Enzo Lopes, grabs the win in the main event, but Anstey wins the overall, and now he's got one hand on the championship trophy. Max has won 11 of 12 races this season. That's why that points lead is so big. And here's some simple math for you. If he finishes 7th or better in the first sprint race of the night, that man on screen, that's your champion for 2025.
And let's not forget about the battle for 2nd and 3rd in this championship, Cody Schock and Shane McElrath. We're going to have to watch that all night.
There is a team championship up for grabs as well. The Quad Lock Honda team came in with aspirations of winning it, and right now they're in the driver's seat. Another clean, smooth night of racing for Quad Lock Honda, and they're going to wrap up the team championship for the 2025 World Supercross Championship. Hey, let's go racing. Let's go SX2. And it's a 3-race format for the SX2 division tonight in South Africa. 2 sprint races up first, followed by the main event, a 12-lap affair where Max Anstey has been the man all season long. 1 loss on the year to Enzo Lopes a week ago. But Jace, earlier today in qualifying and in Superpole, he was the man. He was number 1.
And this South African crowd is ready. They sung every single word of their national anthem. It is an absolute vibe in here right now. Let's go racing.
8-lap race up first, your first of 2 sprint races. You see Max Anstey in a different position on the start because the first turn is going right. So he's on the very inside, playing it safe. To his left, Shane McElrath, the defending champion. There's Kalana Humphrey, a youngster who was added to the roster late in the season for Stark. He's raced the last 2 rounds, and tonight he will mix it up with the big boys, Anstey, McElrath, and Schock, who sit 1, 2, and 3 in championship points. We've got an exciting night of racing coming your way, but up first, it is SX2, and the first win this race. A quick pass on Enzo Lopes would put him in position to make that charge, but it looks like they've settled in. Colin Park now sits 4th as Shane McElrath continues to check out on Enzo Lopes and Max Anstey.
And this might be the best that the track has been all day. We might see some crazy lap times get laid down early in this race as these guys try to sort out this pecking order early.
McElrath ripping through the whoops. He's up over 2 seconds right now. Here comes Anstey around the outside. Lopes tries to play it cool up the inside defensive, and Anstey's around, and now it's his shot at some clear track and a clear run at the number 1.
Now let's see if Max is going to go after Shane. This right now, if it stops, he wins the championship. How hard does he go now?
Well, that's been the question you and I have had all week long. Is it about the title or is it about the race win? And he told us earlier today in qualifying, he told Kristen Beat, I don't really even know the math. I'm just here to race. So my guess, you're going to see a hard charging 99 right now. He's going to take a run at Shane. Lopes settles in 3rd. Colin Park 4th, Cody Schock is up to 5th. And there is some traction on this track. It will dry out throughout the night. Practice and qualifying was really dry. So Jace, I have to imagine right now they're kind of reevaluating the traction underneath them.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys were making big bike changes early through the day. I wonder how many guys changed from the Superpole or from their qualifying into tonight. That's probably going to play into this a little bit. It's just what the bike is going to do under them in these racing conditions.
And for Max Anstey, he has said multiple times how much he loves his bike this season. Not a lot of changes, maybe a click or 2 in one direction or the other this season. But for Shane McElrath, if there were changes, they were made in the right way. He has pulled out 3.5 seconds on Max Anstey. Look, we've spent a lot of time talking about the championship and how important it is for Max, but how about for Shane, showcasing for the teams of World Supercross, hey, I haven't got a win yet as the #1 defending rider. He might get one right now, putting on a great clinic in this 250 class.
And when you're the guy that has the #1 plate on your bike, you have to get a win on the season. It is massive. He was so close last weekend in Sweden. He just got beaten by Enzo Lopes. This would be massive in terms of momentum, in terms of his career going forward. It's been a struggle, but he is really riding himself into form at the back end of this season.
And those struggles have been pretty rangy. He started the season out with a little bit of a sickness. At round 2, there was mechanical issues, had him swapping bikes to the backup bike, back to the race bike. And then since Australia, it's been getting better and better and better. And now maybe the best we've seen him all season. Yet Max Anstey is starting to close.
And you have to remember, we are in a true world championship. 5 continents over 6 weeks. These guys have not been able to ride. They haven't been able to test their bikes. That is a massive factor for these guys to deal with week to week in this championship.
And how about the track conditions? I mean, I think back to the opening round in Buenos Aires, hard pack. Then we go to Vancouver, super soft and ruddy. To Australia, back to hard pack. Sweden a week ago, maybe one of the softest races I've ever seen. And now back onto the hard pack. So talk about the range and difficulty on the track as well. These guys have been really put through the ringer this 2025 World Supercross Championship.
And you just get so little time on the track to change. You think about the bike setup that you would have been running in Sweden to this. It's chalk and cheese. You only have a couple of sessions on the track. Everybody is working overtime to figure it out. But Shane McElrath has it figured out right now.
And Max Anstey is reeling him in, little by little, on the clock. He's under 3 seconds. But mathematically, the way they're riding right now, it would take a mistake from Shane for Max to really close that gap. I haven't seen one hiccup out of Shane McElrath since that first run through the whoops. And maybe Max has a little more speed, Chase, but it's not enough in a quick 8-lap sprint.
Well, and these laps are counting down, and we are only a couple of laps from crowning a champion if it stays like this. But this is going to be absolutely massive. Massive for Shane's confidence. And think about the overall team title that we're going to be handing out right now as well. You've got the Pipes Motorsports Suzuki team versus Quadlock Honda. There is a Quadlock Honda out front right now that is adding to that tally as well.
Stacking the points for the team championship. Max Anstey, again, said earlier, I'm not worried about the championship. Math is on his side. A 7th or better in this race. And this man right here will be your 2025 World Supercross champion as he continues to drive forward, chipping away, now almost to 2 seconds. Little mistake right there. And for Max Anstey, I have to imagine just getting the championship over with and getting it out of conversation might help him as well, because as much as he's tried to avoid it, we have not let him off the hook.
And I was at Star Racing the first day that Max came back from injury. He got a motocross bike, he went to a local turn track, and he is just the definition of a grafter, as they say in the UK. Putting in the graft to get back. Majorly disappointing 2025, but I've got a feeling that this second World Championship just might make up for all of the hardship that he's faced so far this year.
And he's mentioned since the opening night in Buenos Aires how important it is to win this World Supercross champion for himself, for his hometown, for his family, for his team. This one's been big for him, and he's been great all season long. And for your defending champ, Shane McElrath, I mean, this is exactly what you need to do to, I guess, just turn the story around a little bit. All right? Be good on the final night. Shane McElrath does just that as he grabs the win in sprint race #1 of SX2, and there is your champion, Max Anstey, on the GSM Yamaha team. A phenomenal season, a championship season, and that 99 turns to a 1 in 2026.
Well, he made the math very easy for us with the second place. Man, that's so cool. He had his son out with him doing the lap in the opening ceremonies. He's been soaking this whole championship in. He's been enjoying traveling the world with his family, and he's won himself another championship. This is one of the feel-good stories of the year.
The fans are stoked. You and I are happy. I'm sure the team is as well. But this man is a competitor. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not as happy as we are. See, you can even see, yeah, a little fist bump.
That looks like relief to me. That looks like a relieved champion.
They're bringing over the jersey with the big number 1 on the back.
They've got the number 1
A great ride, yeah, and a great solid ride to get the job done. This will be your champion moving forward. That one will go on to the Yamaha in 2026.
Oh, nice touch with the goggles too, the British goggles.
Send it down to Kristen Beat, who is with the 2025 World Supercross champion.
Presented with that number 1 jersey, you are now a 2-time FIM World Supercross champion in the SX2 division. How does that sound?
Oh, it's pretty awesome, man. That was a tough race out there, man. It's been a great season and awesome to visit all these special countries and to be a part of this World Supercross Championship. You know, I can't give it up enough to my wife and little one. They're up there. Little guy came and did a little sight lap with me on the opening show. That was pretty cool. Getting to travel around with them. The whole crew back in America, the Star Racing Yamaha crew, Trevor, Brad, my mapping, Jake, the suspension man. Bike never missed a beat. She's been solid, and of course Serge and the whole Team GSM guys here at the World Supercross. Thanks, Serge. I see you over there, mate. Thank you very much for everything. It's awesome to be a part of this championship and to make this collaboration work with the US guys and be here for this. It's awesome. We've got 2 more races to go tonight. Let's lock back in and get the job done.
Congratulations, Max, and of course, Austin Kent wrenching on that bike all season long. He has now only missed 2 GP race wins. Shane McElrath with the win in that GP race. Daniel?
Spoken like a true champion. He thanks everyone who deserves thanks, but then he locks himself right back in because he has 2 more races tonight, and this man likes to win. He has won all 4 overalls this season, so maybe the perfect season no longer in play, but he has won every overall. Shane McElrath got one on him there, but you're a champion, Max Anstie. Congratulations on an amazing season. The SX1 division is coming up next, but first we look at the standings. Max Anstie, Shane McElrath passes Cody Schock for 2nd in points, so that is the battle to watch. 1 point separation between Shane McElrath and Cody Schock. That is the battle that we'll watch 2 more times this season. To go SX1 Racing first, a look back. Oh, and this is going to be a massive loss for Joey. He makes the big mistake, and the lead is starting to slip away.
Yeah, and they said at Riders' meeting today, they praised the guys for how good that they'd been all season, but they said, let's decide this championship on the track and not with the FIM officials. Remember back, Christian Craig lost 5 points in the Gold Coast. I mean, if you're looking where he's at now with that mistake, I bet he wishes he could have those 5 points back, but he has made some passes. He's in 6th place now.
Up to 6th, you see Simonson in 5th with a great ride for Rick Ware Racing. Colt Nichols in 4th. That's Jason Anderson's teammate on PMG Suzuki. But for Jason Anderson, man, this is a guy who thrives on new. Think back to his 250 days. He rode for Rockstar Suzuki. They switched to KTM. All new, wins the championship. Ryan Dungey goes on a 3-peat in the Monster Energy Supercross Championship. The year he's gone, big change coming. It's Anderson who takes advantage and gets the win. Then he switches to Kawasaki years later. First year with a new team, aluminum frame, all that change, and he thrives there as well. Now he's got, let's see, that's Cameron Durow, the wild card rider from South Africa, holds him up just a bit, but for Jason Anderson, Jace, he's with a new team, in a new championship, new personnel, and he just thrives in these situations.
It just seems like he's one of those guys that, like you said, he just thrives in the chaos, and sometimes the change is exciting and something to work through. He's so naturally talented, and when you're that talented, can you just get bored with how easy riding can become?
And for Jason Anderson, this would be his 3rd win of the season. It's Jason Anderson who takes sprint race number 1. What a ride for El Hombre. Absolute perfection once he got through the first couple corners. And he was phenomenal in that one. And Christian Craig puts his head down, charges all the way to the finish, and he gets to 5th place. Now remember, the main event, the final race of the night, that's where the big points are. If you're Christian Craig, keep yourself in this thing, but he may have his back against the wall here. He may have to win out the night and have a little help from Jason Anderson. And Joey Savacci.
If you're going to have a bad race, that's the one to do it. But that is going to put him in a hole that he needs to dig himself out of tonight. El Hombre, he had the perfect start, and Savacci is well and truly in this thing. 1 point, keeping those boys apart again.
Sprint race number 2 will give the same amount of points, but Anderson grabs all of them here, Kristen.
With his 3rd race win of the season, Jason Anderson, way to set the tone tonight on championship night. Take no prisoners right out of the gate, huh?
Yeah, it was kind of a crazy start. Joey's going for it, I'm going for it. Crowd, I hope you liked it.
The track conditions have changed dramatically from where they were at earlier in the day to what you guys are racing on now. What did you take an accounting of during that GP race?
Just what I needed to do to be better than them. That's about it.
Thanks so much, Jason.
And he was better than them just by a little, but that might be all it takes, Jace, to win this championship. You don't have to come and just completely knock him out. You just got to beat him by a little bit. That's how tight these championship points are. Jason Anderson grabs all of them there. He gets the 10. Savacci grabs the 9, and back to Christian Craig. 6 points in the race, so he loses 4 more to Anderson, putting him 5 down in the championship standings with 2 races to go. Sprint race number 2 up next, and of course that 12-lap main event to close the night. If it's there, he had some issues in Sweden a week ago. Anderson decides, I'm going to cut underneath, make the pass, and from that point on, it was all offense for Anderson.
Yeah, and Joey Savacci had his teeth out that entire main event. Christian Craig, I mean, that was maybe the worst start that he could have had to this night. But to give him credit, he charged the entire race, ended up in 6th, and he is still in this championship with the final race paying maximum points.
Big pass right there on his way back to the front. Christian was ripping, but Jason Anderson got up front, took care of business, gets the first win of the night. 2 to go.
Alive.
Yeah, and the riders have taken in the culture, man. We go to Buenos Aires. I mean, that fan base was rowdy. I mean, they were all there from the very first lap of practice. Seats were full, never left. Then, of course, you go to Canada, back down to Australia, the Gold Coast, maybe one of the wildest Supercross nights I've ever been to. Obviously, you were a little extra happy about that one, Jake.
Yeah, look, I'm biased about the Australian round. That was the round of the year for me. But I tell you what, this is my first time in Cape Town, first time in South Africa, and these guys are here tonight. This is unbelievable. Listen to these guys.
I know, still singing in key too. Nice work. Then to Sweden, then to South Africa, and now to Kristen Beat, who's with Cullen Park.
First GP race of the night. Tony Alessi told me earlier in the day this would be a track that falls into your wheelhouse. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, you know, being on the Moto Concepts team, I've been in California back at home, riding a lot of hard packed at the Honda track, and yeah, I feel comfortable in these conditions. I've been feeling good all day, and yeah, happy to start tonight with the 3rd place, but we got 2 left, and yeah, got to stay focused, and I want to be back up on that podium.
Looking towards the podium, Daniel, this has really been a showcase season for Cullen Park.
Absolutely. I mean, this guy has been on the gas, and maybe tonight is the night he puts that bike on the top of the podium. He's going to have to be better in race 2 and in race 3, but he sounds confident there. Let's go racing. SX2 race 2. And the battle between Shane McElrath and Max Anstey may be on. Max Anstey is your champion. The conversation of being a champion is in the past. Now it's just about winning races, and Shane McElrath is on fire tonight. You got Cody Schock still in the mix for 2nd in points. Jace, there's a lot to be excited for in race number 2 of the 250s.
Oh, and I just love seeing that visual of Shane on the gate. He's just nodding. He's in the moment right now. And I tell you what, he needs a win. Title implications for him might be over for the win. But we have everything still to play for these podium positions. These guys are going to sort it out over these next 2 races.
Max Anstey will be in gate number 1 on the far inside. If we look back on sprint race number 1, he had a perfect start, but he went wide. Shane McElrath, dove underneath, took it from him, and then went on an absolute tear. Max did show some great speed in that race, but ultimately settled in to win his championship. And with that conversation in the past, I have to imagine that this man, as he said, will lock back in on a track that's holding up pretty good, Jace.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I'm not 100% sure. Even if Max had to win that championship, that race, I'm not sure that he would have caught Shane McElrath for that win. Shane was absolutely ripping.
3 minutes till gate drop, and the McElrath, Anstey, Shock, Lopes, and Park battle will continue 2 more times this season. Your final sprint race of 2025 is coming up next. Welcome back to Cape Town, South Africa for sprint race number 2 of the SX2 division. Who is the rider of the round? That is your choice. Grab your phone, scan the QR code, pick your favorite rider from Cape Town, South Africa. Maybe it's Cole Thompson. He was ripping in practice and qualifying today. Made it to the Super Pole. Was only, what, a 10th off of Max Anstey in Super Pole. So Cole Thompson had some speed earlier.
Yeah, and these guys were all so close. You've been saying it all day, but this slippery track, it's slippery, it's difficult, but all of these guys are managing to find their way around it. And you could throw a blanket over the top 5.
See Noah Viney there, Anthony Bordone riding for the Quad Lock Honda team. Again, a reminder, there's a championship for the teams at stake. Quad Lock Honda has handled their business from opening night, stacking points. The BMG Suzuki team also, of course, with Ken Roxon, Colt Nichols, Jason Anderson, Kyle Chisholm, Robbie Wageman have stacked for them, but they're a little off tonight. They would have to have a clean sweep with some issues from Quad Lock Honda. And there's Yariv, we just had him on the show. I mean, it's got to be tough to be a team principal when you have a win in the opening night, or opening race of the night in Shane McElrath, the ultimate high, followed by a loss. Now we're back to SX2. I mean, and that's a man that lives lap by lap with his boys. Let's go down to Chris and Beat.
Yeah, Daniel, I've got Kelowna Humphrey here. One of the most unique features on this track is that right-handed first turn. Now, the Stark has a slight advantage when it comes to that. Take me through your approach to that section.
Yeah, with the right-handed first turn, on the Stark, you actually have the option of running a handbrake and a foot brake. I really like the handbrake, so that's definitely an advantage coming in. I can still keep my leg out, and don't really have to worry too much since I got the rear brake on my hand.
Kelowna, this is also your first season racing with the World Supercross Championship. What have your takeaways been?
It's good. It's, racing, all these guys are really experienced guys, only being 18 years old and being kind of the young buck in the class. Just trying to learn as much as I can from everybody. And the destinations we've been to has been unreal, like South Africa, Australia, Sweden, these places are crazy. And yeah, it's been really cool. I really love it. Hope I can do it again next year.
We've been enjoying watching you and the entire Stark team ride in the series this year, Kelowna.
And Jason, a championship that is dominated by riders now in their 30s. You've got an 18-year-old kid here who came out in practice today and threw it right up front and was battling with Shane, battling with Max. You and I talked about it. That's what you're supposed to do when you're one of the pups. Get up there and learn it. He did a lot of that earlier today. And
I'll tell you what, if you got Instagram on your phone, go and give him a follow. He is one of the most creative, one of the coolest riders that we have on two wheels. But yeah, you're right, 18 years old. He's a sprightly young fella out there, and he threw it in there with the boys. And look, he's got better every round. A tough ask for him, but he's got better every time that he's rocked up.
There's Max Anstey on the inside. Drive into the hole shot, lost it in the first corner. But looked good the rest of the race. I mean, he looked efficient. It was a perfect ride, just not a perfect race because of that first corner. And Shane obviously is a man on a mission tonight.
Yeah, and he's just been looking so good all day. And like I said, I mean, maybe championship implications out the window, and that's just a straight-up race. Maybe Max Anstey does not have what it takes in that moto to beat Shane McElrath. That is how good he was riding.
And maybe he doesn't tonight. That's the fun of Supercross, is every race is different. Every gate drop is different. He's now lost 2 races in a row for a guy who won 11 straight. And he's got to be questioning that right now. Like, hey, is this just been because of the title talk surrounding me nonstop? Or did Enzo elevate? Has Shane elevated? What do I got to do to get this one back? Maybe he doesn't have it tonight, or maybe we see one of the best battles of the season right here in sprint race number 2.
We just had the shot of his helmet right there. No goggles on. I would love to know what is going through his mind right now. Is this just the pressure's off, go and send it, or is he thinking about what that World Championship means for him and for his career now going forward?
Here's the event standing so far through 1 sprint race. Shane McElrath sits with 10. I love that format where all the races count towards the championship. You can't just ease your way into the night and then be big at the very end. You've got to be big all night long. Colin Park with a great 3rd place finish too puts him in position to maybe get another podium on the season. And I got to be thinking, if I'm Max Anstey right now, I'm questioning my first turn execution. He's always the first one to it, but he's lost the lead in the first corner multiple times this season by driving a little too deep.
Well, and it looked like Shane just had that one out of the jump. He was up on his feet so quick. He had his weight back on a slick start straight like that. It just looked to me like Shane absolutely nailed that start. Obviously, Max had the advantage with the Super Pole win. He got to pick his gate, but it honestly didn't matter. Shane executed so well.
30-second board goes up. The tension starts to rise.
And I got a feeling that this South African crowd is about to come alive again.
Well, they're standing. You see the kids out in the stands. They're the ones standing, loving Supercross, coming to Cape Town, South Africa. Noah Viney joins the gate. You see Cole Thompson 1 gate to the outside of McElrath. Lopes 1 gate outside of him. Those were your 4 fastest today in Super Pole. The board goes sideways, up goes the revs, and the gate will drop in South Africa. And it's McElrath up the inside, a carbon copy start. You see Anstey to the outside. It's Enzo Lopes in second. There's Cole Thompson, Maxime Desprez. You got Park and Hicks in the top 6.
Carbon copy of Moto 1. Will we get the same result? Enzo Lopes looks like he really wants his...
Oh, Desprez is down. Thompson over the top of him. And it looks like some moisture was added to the corner. Every one of the boys had a rough go through that. McElrath almost put it on the ground. Here's the difference, though. Anstey is now ahead of Lopes a lot earlier than he was a moto ago. This one's on.
Max ran it in after that rhythm section. Maybe that answered our question. Max Anstey is going for the win tonight.
Anstey off the Dragon's back. Lopes right behind him. Let's take a look at what one did. Watch Shane. Slides. Good save. Anstey drives Lopes deep, and then comes the carnage. Looks like Kyle Peters and Cody Schock take advantage up the inside.
How did Shane McElrath not hit the deck just then?
Because that's a man who wants to win so bad, needs to win so bad. And he stays up. You see him a lot more cautious into the corner that lap.
Yeah, he took it all the way to the edge there. That is crazy. I cannot believe he stayed up. We're on for a win tonight.
Oh, and he wants it so bad. He said this season has not been what he expected, what he wanted, but every race is an individual opportunity to showcase who you are, and there's a 1 on that bike for a reason. He was fantastic a year ago, and if he can end this season congratulating Anstey, hey, good job this year, but I'm ending this on top. That would be a statement going into 2026.
And yeah, that sets up the rivalry that goes into next year. It swaps to Max. Does it go back to Shane the year after? I tell you what, Shane is ripping right now, but Max's body language is completely different in this second race.
And he sits back about 1.8. And I'll tell you what, it was dry today in qualifying. They've added a lot of moisture to keep that dust down. This is a different type of slick, and it looks like the boys are kind of having to adjust right now in the moment.
And Max has been going to that outside line all day and carrying so much momentum through the outside. We saw him pass Enzo there. He has not switched that line at all.
Staying disciplined to the line he knows, the line he likes, as Shane McElrath continues to put clean laps down, a 54.3, but Anstie with the fastest lap of the race, a 54.2. He's warming up.
Yeah, we've got 4 laps. We're halfway through this thing, and we have a lot of racing to go. I've got a feeling that we might see that last turn action coming into play here.
Well, I love when you look at a track map and you start picking apart where the opportunities might come. And when a track crew builds one that has a big old 180 right before the finish line, I mean, it just sets up for dramatics. And if Anstie can get himself a little bit closer, the battle will be on as the laps wind down. McElrath 1.7 over Anstie in a fight between the defending champ and your new 2025 World Supercross champion.
And this is for second in the championship. As I look at the board, Cody Schock is in 4th place. That is your battle for the 2nd place overall in this World Championship. And right now, Shane is looking like he wants that place.
McElrath 1 point up on Schock in standings, 3 more if it stays as is. The battle between Lopes and Schock is pretty tight, under 2 seconds. There's Schock, you see, going to the outside. And for Enzo Lopes, a solid season highlighted by a big win in the main event last week in Sweden. And wow, was that dramatic between the Rick Ware Racing team, his mechanic. I mean, they were just sick and tired of hearing about Max Anstie's perfect season, and he took care of it last weekend.
And I just love that Enzo is riding with an entire country on his back. You follow World Supercross on socials and you will just see Brazilian flags littered through the comments. When we have a round in Brazil, it is going to be insane. This is like the Justin Bieber of Brazilian motocross. I cannot wait. Please take us to Brazil.
He would love that a lot, even though I will say his toughest race of this season was Buenos Aires, Argentina. There was a lot of fans there for him. Elevates you, and sometimes they distract you, but this man in Sweden was undistracted. Not even sure if that's a word, but hey.
Well, they're the best of the rest right now. These two have absolutely checked out. But Shane McElrath is holding tough up front. I really think that you saw Max throw everything at it, lap 2, 3, and 4. Although he does still look like he's charging.
He's pushing. You see him rip that outside berm, but Jay, sometimes I think as a rider, when you give it everything you got and you get no reward, you start questioning what you're doing. And this man has just been flawless. I mean, it's just clean, it's calculated. The bike looks like it's working perfect, and that lead is now stretched to 2.1.
And these are 2 of the good guys in the sport. You want to see guys like this do well. They represent this World Championship so well. Shane, a former champion of this series now. Max, a 2-time champion. We've got him out front. You're going to see these guys battle so hard, so clean all night. And man, Shane has really been through it this season, and this has just got to feel so good to be leading these laps. So far, a perfect night. But as I say that, Max Anstie is starting to reel him in.
From 2.1 to 1.5, it's closing down. He is running out of time. 1 lap to go, and he would have to have an amazing lap. Now, that was his best. Max goes 54.0. to Shane's 54.5, so that's a half a second, which means if he does it again, I mean, you're a 1.5 down. You're going to need to not only get to him, but you're going to have to pass him too. So for Shane McElrath, be smart, be solid, and this one's yours.
Yeah, he is just running out of real estate right now. Shane has not put a foot wrong. Oh, I tell you what, he does look closer though, doesn't he?
Yeah, we're down to 1.4.
Wow.
At the next sector time, we'll get a, now down to 1. He's got a half a second and half a lap. We talked about those 180s.
Yeah. We've been talking up this finish line all night. Could it happen? Oh, I don't know that he can be close enough.
Shane nails the corner, looks over his shoulder.
Oh.
It would have had to have been dirty. Shane McElrath wins sprint race number 2 of the 250s.
Great race.
And what a charge by Max Anstie. And luckily for us, we've got 1 more to go in SX2. The main event will be A 12-lap race to close down South Africa. This one is far from over. Enzo Lopes third, Cody Schock fourth. Looks like Kyle Peters, Colin Park, Cole Thompson in 5, 6, 7. Hicks 8th, Kalana Humphrey with the top 10 in 9th. Nice ride, Kalana. And Robbie Wageman in 10th. Wow. That got close. That got really, really close. And Shane knows it. He looked over his shoulder and he said, all right, I see you. I got you, but I see you.
Yeah, and Max put in a charge early in that race. Didn't necessarily get rewarded for the charge that he put in, but he had a second dip. He had a second dip at it, got so close. And I tell you what, this last final main event is going to be unreal.
And Shane is with Kristen Beat.
Shane, not only your first race win of the season, but now you're backing it up, going back-to-back with the double here tonight, looking for the clean sweep. You were just talking with your mechanic about the whoops. What did you find?
It's changing every time out there, and yeah, we had another good start. It was really slippery that time on the first lap, so we took us probably half the race to get going, but praise the Lord, we got another win, and that's what we've been working for. I feel good on the bike, and job's not done. We got to keep going.
So Shane, I hate to distract you from the effort that you're pursuing right now, but in the SX1 class, your two teammates are pursuing a championship. How has the climate been in under your tent?
About as good as it can be with a lot of pressure. We're working hard. I'm proud of those guys. Christian needs to stay in it. Joey needs to keep going, and yeah, it's all good.
Thanks so much, Joey.
What a ride by Shane McElrath. 1-1 on the night, taking care of his business, which leads him to an event score of 20 points. You see the 10 on top both races. Max Anstey 9-9, Enzo Lopes 7-8, so a better ride in race 2. But this one is far from over. Number 2, it was Max Anstey who drove it way deep. And like race number 1, Max Anstey goes a little wide. Shane McElrath to the lead, Enzo Lopes second. And the opening lap of this one was dramatic. Look at Shane. What a save to keep the bike up. It took a lot of strength and a great decision. Then he went on to be flawless the rest of this race. And it sets up perfectly for one final battle in SX2 coming up later in that main event.
Yeah, and I think that answers the question. It was all on the line for Max Anstey in that first race. We're like, does he have the speed to beat Shane with just nothing on the line? Shane answers the question. He was all in on there speed-wise, ripping tonight.
And now 3 straight losses for Max Anstey. What? 1 to go to settle the score. Let's go SX1 racing. And the championship battle is heating up. It's SX1, race number 2. Jason Anderson, the big winner in sprint race number 1. Joey Savacci kept him honest, sat in his shadows. He's gonna have to be better than that if he wants to overtake the 21 of El Hombre. Christian Craig also in this title fight, went down, had an issue later in the lap, fought back to 5th in a valiant effort, but now has to dig himself out of a hole if he wants to win this championship. This start is going to be super crucial for all 3 riders. The board goes sideways. SX quick work as Zaragoza. He can clear track, run away.
But he has Joey Savacci right behind him, and Christian Craig has got a much...
Look at Joey. He's lost 1, 2, maybe 3 spots now.
And Anderson is out front and hammering those whoops.
Zaragoza, Freese, looks like Simonson, Clout.
I can't see Joey yet.
Oh, Craig down again in the corner that claimed half the 250 division. And his work is cut out for him again. While Anderson leads, he took care of business in that first corner. Quick work of Zaragoza. Let's watch Christian Craig. You see Savacci to his left. Craig checks up, right into the bottom of the berm, got him.
Yep, all on his own. And gets drilled for good measure at the end of it.
Christian Craig has had a rough night in Cape Town, South Africa on championship night, while Jason Anderson has the best case scenario you could ever have. You've got Zaragoza second, Vince Friese, who is maybe the best, I'd say the word best lightly, defensive rider in the sport of Supercross. I mean, Savatgy's going to have to go through all these guys just to get clear track.
And if there is one guy that I do not want to have to pass in a championship battle, it is Vince Friese. He has not been up there as much this season as I have thought that he would be. He is going to fight tooth and nail to keep that position.
Now, we talked to Yuriv Konski. Mathematically, with the way the format works, if you're Savatgy, you just got to get to second. You would be 2 down with a chance to win the main event and wrap up the title in the final race of the season, which means pass Simonson here, get Luke Clout, get the Starks, and we're okay. He's going to have to be very aggressive and very patient right in this moment.
He has 5 laps to keep his championship alive. He gives himself a chance to just control his destiny, win that last race, and then win the World Championship. But he has 5 laps to get into second place with a lot of great riders.
Yeah, and his toughest pass might come first.
Right now.
Yeah, Luke Clout was a 10th off of the lead pack as we see the Rick Ware Racing boys battling that Simonson and Miller. But for Savatgy, this clock is going to tick down very, very fast. He's got to make this pass first, then get by Vince Friese. I mean, he's been put in the worst situation imaginable in race 2.
You travel over 6 weeks, 5 continents, you race in all these different kind of conditions, and it comes down to 5 laps of absolute send to keep your championship hopes alive. That's not a position I would like to be in, but Joey Savatgy, he's about to go up the inside of Luke Clout. That's 1 more ticked off. Vince Friese is next.
That's 1. 4 big laps coming, the biggest of your season. 2 more passes, and you will control your own destiny in the final race of the season. But this here might be the toughest pass of his life. Vince Friese is not going to move, and if you get him, he will get you back if you leave him an inch.
And he just hasn't been up there this season. This is not going to be a position that he wants to let go of. And these starts out of the gate in this second race have been phenomenal.
A great run by Zaragoza and Friese, sitting 2-3 for Stark Future. As you see Joey with an uptick in aggression. He knows the laps are coming down. He's going to have to make this move, make it quick, and it might be here. Does he do it aggressively? Oh, it's muddy in that corner, so smart of him to check up.
Yeah, and he just didn't get enough of a run in that rhythm section.
Let's go down to Kristen Beat with more.
Sebastian Tortelli told me earlier in the day, for the first time since the season started, they had a test week before Stockholm. The team traveled back to HQ in Barcelona, and they spent
clean, pull away. I mean, after this pass right here, he had done his job, but then came Joey Savatgy and his chance to do his.
And it's just that right-hand first turn. We have seen so much drama in there. Christian Craig goes down. That effectively takes him out of the championship. And then Joey Savatgy with the 5 laps of his career to keep his world championship alive. He really put it all out on the table. You can tell that he knew they were not his cleanest laps, but they were the laps that he needed to get this done.
That one was big.
Crucial.
Up the inside of Vince Friese, and right here, I thought Vince was going to go in and just remind him of who he is, but he didn't. Then came the pass on Zaragoza. And for Joey Savatgy, again, I'm telling you, Jace, he is the one that's been in the battle. He's the one whose heart rate has been elevated. Jason's had a flawless night somewhat after that first corner in the first race, but I mean, this sets up, I think emotion-wise, this sets up perfectly between McElrath and Anstie. That's coming up next. Let's go down to Kristen Beat with more.
Thanks, guys. One of the more challenging sections of the track here is this Dragon's Back. When I was talking to some of the riders, they said, I haven't seen or raced on a professional Dragon's Back for maybe 15, 20 years. Some of our older riders in the series, some of our younger riders were so excited about the opportunity to really work through this section. So let's take a closer look at this. And I know, Daniel Blair, you're super excited to see one of these back on a Supercross circuit. But when I was speaking with Joey Savatgy in particular, he said, through this section, you have to let the bike do all the work. You'll be tempted to maybe override or change your body posture, but that is not not how you get through this section clean. He said, just like with golf, you let the clubs do the work and you just hang on.
One final race for the SX2 division, and we close down the 2025 World Supercross Championship. What a great start to the night. Shane McElrath wins sprint race 1. He wins sprint race number 2. Max Anstey is your champion. He's wrapped it up. But if Max Anstey can win this final race, he'll get the overall. Jace, he's won 4 out of 4. And the way the points work, he's only 2 down, a big win in race 3, and he grabs his 5th.
How cruel would that be for Shane McElrath if Max Anstey was able to get this? He has been flawless so far tonight. Every single time his wheels have touched the dirt here in Cape Town, he has been unreal. Max Anstey is the belle of the ball with the championship, but this could be Shane's night.
Hey, and Max has lost 3 straight after starting 11-0. And if you're Shane McElrath, put one more on him. Send a little message into the offseason that says, hey, Max, next year I will be back. It will be tougher. And if you're Max Anstey, one final chance to give the boys a slap. Remind everybody who the champion is this year. I think we've got a brawl coming between McElrath and Anstey.
So you're saying that that might be a borrowed number 1 plate?
Maybe. I mean, look it. The 1 is on McElrath. It's going over to Anstey. You know McElrath will want it back. Anstey's won it before. These two have been the class of the field, especially late here in this championship. Of course, throw in Enzo Lopes, who got the win last week in the final race in Sweden. We're in for one more battle in SX2 as the boys make their way out onto the gate. Let's head down to Kristen Beat with more.
Daniel, while a championship has already been decided in the SX2 class, there are still riders racing with a sense of urgency to find the confirmation they've been searching for all season. We know Shane McElrath is capable of an overall. Can he step up in this final main event of this season? Also, something to note, there has been a ton of track work in the last 15 minutes. The track is completely different than the track they raced on in the first 2 GP races. And oh, just a reminder, double the points in this final race of the season. So riders may have to race more conservatively out of the gate here, Daniel.
Exactly, and Kristen makes a great point there. There's been track prep. This is the most amount of time they've had tonight. But with that track prep has come more moisture, and as we saw in race number 2, that bit half the field. So what might feel like an improvement, Jace, might actually backfire.
And you're doing your sight lap, you're cruising, you're taking a look, but then you go 4 bikes wide with a bit of fresh water down, and you just have absolutely no idea what those wheels are going to do underneath you. It's been chaos there every single race so far tonight.
Max Anstey in gate number 1, right to his left, his rival, Shane McElrath. Watch Enzo Lopes having a solid night. He's gone 4-3. And of course, Kyle Peters, Robbie Wageman, Cody Schock will be in the fight this one. Michael Hicks had a great Sweden. Kalana Humphrey, the 18-year-old, who has joined this party 2 rounds ago. This is going to be a dogfight one final time for the 2025 season. Wow, what a season it's been. From Argentina all the way up to Canada, up in Vancouver. What a great race that was. Watching the debut of Eli Tomac on his KTM. That was a wild night of SX1 racing. And then, of course, Australia, the Gold Coast, where Max Anstey did make his first mistake of the season. He lost Super Pole with a big mistake. He comes back and goes 1-1-1, but that's when Shane McElrath really started to wake back up and turn this thing around. We go to Sweden. Not only does Enzo Lopes beat Max Anstey, but Shane McElrath beats him too in a battle to the finish line between Lopes and McElrath. And then tonight, that man, the number 1 machine on the quad lock Honda, 1-1. And the battle is on between the red plate, soon to be number 1, 2025 World Supercross champion, and Max Anstey.
And I just love how this format plays out in terms of the points. Yes, Shane has been brilliant. He's been brilliant in every session today. But guess what? If he doesn't get it done in this final moto, and Max Anstey comes out and wins this race, he loses that overall. I love how this format sets up. And tonight, this has been best case scenario. We're going into both of our final races with everything to play for.
And for Anstey, he's been amazing off the gate. but the first turn has not worked in his favor. Last week, Enzo Lopes shot up the inside and took it, ran away with the win. Shane McElrath has done the exact same thing now twice tonight. So as the gate drops here at about 1 minute and 15 seconds, the crowd's getting into it. My eyes will be on the 99 and his execution in the first corner, where he has lost these last 3 races. 2 of them to Shane McElrath, 1 to Enzo Lopes. One final time, 1 minute to go. Jace, let's drop the gate one more time in SX2.
I just can't believe it's over. These nights happen so quick. These championships are over so quick. 60,000 kilometers, 5 different continents, and it all comes down to this.
Anstey, McElrath, Thompson, first 3 gates to the inside. The right-handed first corner has played a role in all the action tonight. You see Enzo Lopes, Colin Park in gates 4 and 5. Watch Cody Schock, he's 1 gate outside of the box. Still in a fight for 2nd overall in the championship. So multiple battles going on at once. 1 for the night for the overall between 99 and 1. And 1, of course, for 2nd overall in championship points between Rick Ware Racing's Cody Schock and Quadlock Honda's Shane McElrath. 1 final gate drop for SX2.
He was going to go dirty. He's just not close enough to get up the inside of Shane.
I think the challenge is for him to show a wheel and really, like, I guess, present himself into a battle. He would probably have to take a line that doesn't work, and if it doesn't work for a pass, you end up losing time. So he's stuck. He's really stuck doing the same thing, and they're so evenly matched. It is getting tighter, though. I mean, you can hear him now. If you're Shane McElrath, that bike's gotten louder.
I think it's exactly what you said is about to happen. He is hearing Max now. This is the closest that he has been all night, except for the last lap of that last race, but we still have 3 laps to go. Anstey making a final push at Shane McElrath. Heartbreaking if he takes this overall. Shane has been perfect to now. This is going to come down to it.
Under 2nd, 8 tenths. Right behind him.
He heard you, dude.
Oh, he heard you. And he hears the 99. And I'll tell you what, Shane McElrath, though, this is a seasoned veteran. He's won a lot of races in his life.
That's why he has a #1 place.
Exactly. And he's built for moments like this, but he's going to have himself a fight with a absolutely dynamic competitor in Max Anstey, who's won 11 races this season, and he wants 1 more, and he's close enough now to make some noise.
Oh, and Shane makes a tiny mistake in that rhythm section on that first jump.
Watch this change of lines right here. McElrath covers the inside. Anstey rips the outside. He's going to slingshot off this berm. And he's right there.
And the crowd is into this race.
He is running out of time.
But Shane, dude, Shane has done just enough. He's answered the call every single time.
He is so stubborn right now in this moment. Won't give an inch to Max Anstey, who is throwing everything he's got at the #1 machine. I'm watching the whoops. Can he get close enough in the whoops to use the different line? It's maybe one of the only places on the track where they're different, but he's got to be closer.
He made that pass on Enzo Lopes in the first race in that exact spot. He's committed to that outside, rails that berm. This is it right now. He's going to go to the right of these whoops, try and slingshot. No, Shane, just that was clinical. That was such a great run. Shane needed that run through the whoops right then.
It is so hard as a racer to play defense for this long, and he's opened it back up to 1 second.
We're coming up on the last lap, Daniel.
Yeah, last lap. Shane McElrath has done everything right to this point, but he's going to have to be perfect 1 more time around.
Yeah, 1 more sprint lap for these guys. They've been throwing sprint laps down all main event off, and a big mistake from Anstey. Big mistake from Anstey.
Anstey loses the back tire in the rhythm. The gap goes to 1.4. And at this point, you just got to give credit where credit's due. Shane McElrath came into the final round and said, I have to end on top. It's been the Max Anstey story all season long. I'm sick of it. I'm going to come out and sweep this thing. He's been absolutely phenomenal.
This is a sweet victory for Shane McElrath. He needed this. He had this in him. This is what he is capable of. Shane McElrath, ride this one home, brother. You deserve this win tonight.
Shane McElrath wins the Cape Town, South Africa GP, going 1-1-1 on the night.
What a race.
Phenomenal showing. Cody Schock sits third in the race. He'll finish third in the championship. Throws a big whip for the crowd. And look at these two. They're just like, what? Could we have done any different? I mean, everything they had. And I got to give Shane some credit there. That pressure, endless pressure, knowing it's him of all people, and he's there, and he never broke.
Yeah, I mean, that was honestly, that is such a great ride from Shane McElrath. And I wondered in that first moto, I'm like, does Max even have the speed in that moto? You take the championship out of it, does Max even have what it takes to beat Shane in that first moto? I think Shane just answered, he was the man tonight.
Yeah, great ask on your part, too. Is this circumstantial due to Anstey's championship situation, a lot of noise? Once we get that out of the way, then what happens? And McElrath leveled up. I mean, he just leveled up, took the pressure. Anstey threw everything he had at him, and the defending champ gets the final word on the season. But that man right there will take the one into 2026.
Oh, and Max is not stoked.
No.
Max is not stoked.
I mean, we have seen this graphic all season long, and we see it again now, says champion. But this will be an interesting interview, and this just shows the competitiveness of Supercross racers. Yes, you're a champion, but that was an hour ago. I want to win races, and he loses 2 back-to-back, 3 back-to-back to Shane McElrath. This will be a fun conversation for Kristen. As the boys make their way over to the podium, we'll hear from Anstey, your champ, McElrath second, Schock third. Great season of racing in SX2.
And Shane said that he wanted to hear his national anthem tonight. He hasn't heard it all series. He's going to get that tonight in front of this crowd.
Look at the yellow. 1-1-1.
Unreal.
Nice work. Shane McElrath answers the call. Quadlock Honda is happy right now. Yariv Konski, half the battle is done. We got one more to go for him and Joey Savacci, but wow, Shane McElrath.
And that was big for Shane. That was big for second in the championship, and that was big for the team championship. That looks like it's going to go the way of Quadlock Honda.
Yeah, they came in with a big lead, and they've got more of it now. There is Anstey, frustrated after a tough night of racing here in Cape Town. I mean, he was great too.
I love that, though.
That's the thing. He was great as well. It's not like he had a bad night. It was just Shane was 1% better. There's your championship points. Max Anstey, the champ. The one goes from Shane to Max. Shane is second. Schock is third. Pulling Park, great season. Enzo Lopes lost a lot of points in that last one, but that top 5 put on a show this year in the SX2 championship.
I love that you can win a championship 35 minutes before and then be throwing your gloves in the helmet because you got second on the night.
Yeah, but that's the attitude that got him the title. And that man right there, he's got the flag. He wants to hear the anthem. He's going to get to hear it. We're going to get to hear from him, his wife Joy. They've been on this world tour together. An awesome championship that's gone all over the globe. We're going to go down to Kristen B, who is with the champion of the SX2 division, Max Anstey.
Max, in one of the most dominant seasons we've ever seen from a rider in the SX2 class, how would you describe the status of your riding right now as it relates to your career?
Wow, it's pretty incredible. I'm 32 years old, and most people, look at me and think, oh wow, he might be old for this, but man, I came from the UK, and coming from England, Supercross felt like such a dream and so far away, and it took me so long to get to the top and to a good team, and I'm lucky I've got a great group of people around me and a great team in the US, and great trainers. Gareth Swanepoel, he's from South Africa. He's got me locked and loaded and ready to go. And to be honest, I just feel like I'm in a solid spot in my career, and happy to be here, happy to get this done. Shane rode awesome. That was a great race. Man, the track was tough tonight. Hope we put on a good show, and thanks for you guys, South Africa.
Your 2025 FIM World Supercross champion in the SX2 class, now a two-time champion, Max Anstey. And Shane McElrath with the American flag draped around him for his first overall win of the season. You told me earlier, I want to hear the national anthem play. Shane, after the Canadian GP where you finished 8th overall, things looked bad. Yeah. At this point, how were you able to stage this rebound in the finale?
We just persevered. It was an uphill battle the whole way, and you know, it can't always go easy. And we learned a lot this year as a team, and also personally. So, man, I love the USA, but the fans here in South Africa, they've been a real treat. I'm proud to hear the national anthem from the USA on the podium tonight, and God bless America and praise the Lord. We're excited to end on top tonight.
What a phenomenal rebound for Shane McElrath, earning his first overall win of the season here in Cape Town, South Africa. And rounding out the podium on the season, also here tonight, Cody Schock. Cody, although I know you wanted the championship, you have displayed a level of racecraft that we haven't seen from you previously in your career. Can you find satisfaction in that?
Yeah, there's a lot of things I should be happy about. I mean, the past 3 weekends just realistically have not gone my way. I'm happy, you know, 3rd overall in the season, 3rd on the night. That's always good. I felt like we did make progress tonight on the bike, and it really showed. But yeah, just try to be 1% better each day, and I have a really good group of people behind me, my wife, my mechanic, Dakota, Club, Rick Ware, Arby's, and everyone at First Form. So yeah, you know, we're healthy, we get to go home and get a little break.
And that will conclude the 2025 SX2 Championship in the FIM World Supercross Series.
And a tough fight from Cody Schock this year. He had some big crashes, but he always gets up. One of the toughest riders in SX2 and all of World Supercross racing. Let's take a look at the highlights from tonight's race action. The crowd has been treated to some good racing in South Africa. SX2 division, Max Anstey again inside gate. I thought he was going to...
So important to get that run through that first turn. Shane owned that all night, and he owned the night overall.
Put together a great display of racecraft and speed. Max Anstey had to battle all night long. And he did right there, making the pass in a second, and he went to work, put his head down and got close. Got to 8/10. That's the closest he got, but it's also as far as he got.
It was about as high-level chess match between two SX2 riders that you could have had tonight. It was a game of inches out on that track in all of those races.
Cody Schock, 3rd overall on the night and in the championship.
He's disappointed, but that's a fantastic season from Cody. And look, a couple rounds didn't go his way. Huge steps forward in his career, though.
I like that he's disappointed, too. I mean, that shows the fire. This is a guy who is on his way to this spot, to the top of the podium, towards the championship. That's the direction he's going. If you're Cody Schock right now, you're standing next to 2 champions. Jace, he said he wanted that. Maybe that was the motivation. I don't know. He said he wanted to hear the national anthem, and he got it for the first time this season.
And that's the beauty of this World Championship. Shane gets a chance to bring his flag up onto the podium. That bummed for a 2nd place. I love seeing Cody not stoked with the podium. I mean, a couple of years ago, he would have been so hyped with the podium.
And now it's win or bust. I mean, that's where it's at for these guys. But the work they put in and the sacrifice they make. Again, Shane has been on the road and in the air, nation to nation, 5 continents over the last 6 weeks, as has this man, and he is your world champion. And he executed the game plan. You said it. You were with him on day 1 back on the bike after a terrible injury, put his head down, got to work, and now he's a champion.
And just the work ethic that Max Anstey shows, just so much grit, so much determination. He was showing up every single day that he was injured at Star Racing and just putting in that workmanlike performance to get himself back to the top.
And that is hard to do, but the reward is worth it. Respect from the fans.
There we go.
The flag waves for the champ, Max Anstey. He will take this momentum home. 2026 kicks off in just a couple weeks. He's going to have to dry off as the boys spray the champagne one final time in 2025. A lot of respect between the three also. Hard racing this year, but a lot of respect.
And look, this is what happens when you do a world championship. These guys have been on the same flights, they've been staying in the same hotels, they've been doing all the promotions all year. That's three guys that have spent a lot of time together over these last 6 weeks. And I'm sure that that's a good feeling to be up there together.
And they're going to join us on the debrief show right after the races are complete. One of the coolest shows that we do. Top 3 in championship points will join you and I to break down their season. We'll watch that final race together. I can't wait. We'll get inside the minds of Max Anstey and Shane McElrath.
There's a lot there.
In the ultimate game of chess.
Yeah, there is a lot there between those two. I want to know what was going through Max's head before that final moto, and I want to know what Shane was thinking basically all day and all night.
And how Shane was thinking. I mean, that bike was making noise behind him the entire race. South Africa. We've got a treat for you. It's SX1, race number 3. The 2025 World Supercross Championship comes down to this moment. If you are Jason Anderson, if you are Joey Savacci, you win this race. You are the champ. Joey Savacci with a massive comeback ride in race 2 to put himself in position to take it. Jace, I mean, it couldn't be any better than this. You couldn't write it any better. It's a winner-take-all between Jason Anderson and Joey Savacci.
And this would be a Cinderella story for Joey Savacci, not only for the night. He's dealt with adversity all night, but this would be the Cinderella story for his career. He does not have a major 450 championship. This would be the feather in his cap.
Quadlock Honda Racing has been incredible this year, thanks to Joey Savacci and Christian Craig, Shane McElrath, and a host of riders in SX2, Anthony Bourdon, one of them racing tonight. But it's time to crown an SX1 champion. Kristen. And we'll get to Kristen momentarily. First, it's Jason Anderson on screen. The PMG Suzuki team took a chance on Jason Anderson in his 30s, looking for another chapter of his career. We talked earlier, this guy is great in the beginning of new chapters. He's got one now. New series, new team, new personnel, and the points lead going into the final race of the season.
Yeah, this is exactly where Jason Anderson wants to be. He's done this before. He's won 250 championships. He's won 450 championships. Business as usual. If you are Jason Anderson, get back to your winning ways. You have one last moto to get through, and you are going to be crowned a world champion to go with all of the other wins that he has across the world as a 450 dirt bike racer.
My eyes will be on the 17 Quadlock Honda of Joey Savacci when this gate drops. He has been phenomenal out of the gate, but can he stick the first corner? Maybe be a little bit more aggressive. He is on the inside of Jason Anderson. This would be the race to throw everything you have at it. An opportunity to right so much wrong. He's been so close in multiple championships, and another shot here in 2025.
I just cannot see Joey Savacci letting this championship slip away without a real fight. He has been on the receiving end of some disastrous final championship nights. He cannot let this happen one more time. He has to win tonight. All bets are off. The gloves are off. Joey Savacci, this is your time to get it done.
And I don't believe that it will be given to him. He's going to have to take it from one of the toughest, most fierce racers in Supercross. We're talking El Hombre, Jason Anderson, probably the last guy you'd want to go up against in the final race of a championship, but he gets his shot at it right now.
And we are on some Albuquerque, New Mexico style dirt. El Hombre is at home. He's been looking comfortable. That Suzuki looks great underneath him, but we're about to find out.
Execution. Here it comes. It's all about those expectations from Jason Anderson, the favorite coming into tonight. And for Joey Savacci, it's all about the emotional draw from the past. This man has been close before. He wants this title, he needs this title, and he can take it right now. I feel for Joey because he did it all right. It's hard to look back and say, I wish I would have. He did things I didn't think he would do. He went in and smacked Jason a couple times, and that's out of his character. I don't see that out of him, but he did it, and it worked. But Jason had a little extra craft, just a little bit more.
Well, they say he just had that dog in him tonight to get it done. But you're right, Joey Savacci, I mean, that's a coin toss for who wins that championship.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. El Hombre.
This guy, I'm telling you, when things change in his life, he's special. He really takes new opportunities, and he doesn't run from the change and the adjustment and the range of new that comes into his life. The guy just sticks these opportunities.
And when you put his back against the wall, and when you give him something to prove, that is when he does his best work. Tonight was that.
That was tonight. He had to be great tonight. He had to be great, and he was. He goes 1-1 in the sprints. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if he was shocked too when the old 17 came up there and gave him some, because people don't do that to Jason Anderson.
Hey, but when there's no more races coming after this, you can do whatever, bro.
That's right. There's no next week, so you know what?
And he's just so cool. He's just so cool about it all. And then he goes out and does that.
This will be a great interview with Kristen Beat. It's Jason Anderson.
Your 2025 FIM World Supercross champion in the SX1 class. Jason, how were you able to carry the pressure throughout that final GP race?
Man, you know, I was watching the second race. I was out front and I was watching Joey behind Vince, and I was like, damn, for the first time can Vince do what Vince does and keep Joey behind so this last moto wasn't so crazy? But man, you know what, that's racing. Joey kept me on my toes, and he's so underrated for how good he is. I mean, I know it's 2 8s and a 12, but that's a lot of intense racing. And I'm pretty exhausted, but this monster's giving me a little bit of energy to maybe get out there and do another one. But yeah, I just want to thank the team. You know, it's cool to win this for Suzuki, win this for Pipes Motorsports, my family, Jelly, my new mechanic, Mohead, Daniel Castle, who just helps me out every day, and my wife, my daughter. It's my first one without my daughter, so I really am bummed she's not here for this, but yeah, I'm just excited. Thank you to the whole team, and let's see if we could keep this momentum going and just keep trying our best.
Jason, what does it feel like to be performing at this level again after all of the setbacks and comebacks that you've staged over the last year?
I think I just needed a Suzuki. That's it.
Congratulations, Jason Anderson, with 5 GP race wins on the season. Now we're going to bring over Joey Savacci. Joey, I know you're disappointed with the ultimate result, but you raced with a tenacity and a resilience that is inspiring.
Yeah, it's, I mean, we had an amazing crowd. I know we might not be the most, quote, full crowd that we've had this year, but it's definitely the loudest. You know, I appreciate you guys. I'm glad we got to put on a show for you guys. Thank you guys for coming out, and I tried. It's yeah, it's unfortunate. If I could think of you know, a few things here and there that I would have done differently, obviously I would love to, but yeah, I tried my best, and that's all I can ask for.
What would you have done differently?
Where do I start, right? Yeah, I mean, I think I would have picked a better spot maybe to make a strike, and yeah, I truthfully felt like maybe if I could get him back and then go, I might be able to break away just a little bit, enough to have a gap, but these conditions are not my strong suit by any means. This is definitely much more of his style than mine. So the fact that we were even able to be as close as we were on a track that it's not my favorite, I'm happy with it. You know, I felt like we were good tonight. It's just, yeah, unfortunately, we weren't good enough. So on to next year.
Joey, a triumphant ride regardless, finishing second overall on the season. Let's catch up with Christian Craig, who will now finish third overall in the SX1 class for the championship standings. Christian, debuting on a new bike with a new team, in a new series, traveling around the world. I know tonight must have been frustrating, but describe to me the progression you and this team have made in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, the whole season's been awesome. It's been so fun traveling the world. And this has been my favorite stop yet, South Africa. And unfortunately, I crashed one too many times. I sacrificed my life and my family, where, you know, my 3 kids are back home right now. And I let them down, unfortunately. So, yeah, I mean, this one hurts because I fell on my own. And, yeah, one too many mistakes, but keep my head up, keep going. I'm excited to come back next year and try to go for the championship again.
Christian Craig with a phenomenal ride, even here in South Africa in that final GP race, and a great season for him debuting with the Quad Lock Honda team.
Real emotion there from Christian Craig. I mean, he said it best. He sacrificed so much. Family, top of the podium. And you said it, Jace. These conditions, I mean, he has spent thousands of hours as a little kid riding around in the soft, powdery berms, hard-packed, slick flats. I mean, he really looked at home in it. But, hey, Joey Savacci said this is not my ideal situation, and he was proud that he was able to match him, and there's something to that. As the Quad Lock Honda team wins the team championship, Yuriv Konski said coming into the season he wanted that. So he doesn't get SX2 or SX1. He wins the team title. And you have to imagine he'll be back next year to get it again, reload, take a swing at both of those championships. You know how competitive he is.
Yeah, and Yuriv Konski really is one of those team owners and team managers that is a competitor. He really rides along with these guys. This is going to be a huge win for him. And remember, he runs race teams in 3 different countries. He's one of the hardest working men in the industry. This is a great night for him and the Quad Lock Honda team.
I would be willing to bet that as happy as he may be for that one, he's more hurt for his riders, though, because again, he wants to win the championship. Kristen Beat's going to join us here at the desk. Kristen, you know how bad he wanted that, but I think he wants it more for his guys, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's disappointed right now for Joey and Christian.
The hard part about being in the position I'm in, trackside, is you watch these team managers and principals and mechanics watch as the racing unfolds, and there was no one more emotional than Yuriv Konski in those final laps.
Try again next year. I mean, you know how serious he takes things. He's going to reload, I think, in SX2 maybe. He had that second spot this year that was rotating, so we'll see what he does there. Shane finishes great. I have to imagine he loves Christian Craig. He loves Joey Savacci. And I'd love to see those two come back next year and give Jason a run for his money.
And Daniel, to your point, Christian Craig has had such a phenomenal career renaissance.
Yes.
Seeing him move to a new team, the Quad Lock Honda team, where we thought Christian Craig's capital was in the 250 class, he has now surpassed that and eclipsed that in the 450 class. We saw it in Australia. We didn't get to see it here tonight, but in that third GP race, he really turned it on.
I agree. I think the competitiveness is showing emotionally right now, but if we widen up a little bit and take a look, I mean, this is a massive moment for all these guys. Jason Anderson, a new chapter in life. Right. Joey Savacci, I think he emerged this season as a real force and threat moving into the future, especially with that aggressive racing, Jace. That's something we haven't seen. And then, of course, Christian, as Kristen said, a career revival.
And we're seeing 2 teams emerging in this World Championship, in the Suzuki team of Parks Motorsports Group and this Quad Lock Honda. 2 dynasties are emerging. These teams are going to have amazing riders for 2026, and each of them are going to be in the hunt. That's the 450s. It's going to be the same in the 250 class as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kristen, again, you're down on the floor. You feel the emotion. Max Anstey, I think, put on a little show for you. He seemed really nice when the microphone came up because his face didn't look that way when you weren't there. I think he was pretty upset about tonight.
I think there's a lot that unfolded, but listen, it's the finale. This is the last race of the season. These guys are going to just build on what they've already developed here. They were able to really fine-tune their bikes, and I mean, no matter what, they traveled the world. So the big picture for me was just watching all these riders enjoy these beautiful locations we got to travel to.
Well, and the crowd is still here.
Yeah.
There's so many South African fans that have not left the building. I mean, look, obviously I'm biased about the Australian round, but I really have to give South Africa some props. They showed up and they showed out tonight.
And they watched a great race and a great championship finale. Jason Anderson, your champ. He'll run the big #1 in the 2026 season. A valiant effort from Joey Savacci and Christian Craig. Wow, did they put on a fight this season. Ken Roxon was spectacular early in the championship, sweeping the opening round in Buenos Aires. Henry Miller, 5th overall in points as well.